Recording. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of the Skyline Sports Podcast. I'm Cameron.
I'm Jeremy.
Basically, to get into it, we're a sports podcast. Obviously, Skyline Sports. It's in the name, but we just we talk about all sports.
Mm-hmm.
No discrimination of sports here, except for soccer. Soccer sucks.
Yeah, for soccer.
Soccer sucks.
All major sports is what we're going to be talking about.
U.S. Major 4. U.S. Major 4. Maybe a little golf. Tiger Woods.
Not once will golf be talked about on the podcast. Not once.
Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Arnold Palmer.
Not one bit.
John
Not
Daly.
one thing about golf.
Jake turned his camera on.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. I think the first topic we want to talk about here is the football team versus the Eagles game that took place last night. Resulted in the Philadelphia Eagles coming out with a nice win. You know.
Yeah.
At home against
I'm pretty sure it's 27-17, 10-point loss for the football team.
A big loss for the football team, but it is to be expected when you have a ton of players on the COVID list.
Especially 3 actually. Three of your starting quarterbacks injured or on COVID list.
It is tough to win. When you
Garrett Gilbert did come out though and played pretty good. Played all right.
He played enough to get a win. I'd say he played pretty decently.
The Eagles started off terrible, trash. I think it was like
the Eagles did start off really badly. They on their first 2 drives they threw a pick and then I think they fumbled on the next drive.
Yeah, first or second possession, they threw an interception. Dallas Goedert fumbled it, kicked it up into the air. Interception.
No idea what you're doing there.
Football team, they got some points out of that. But after the first quarter, they started rolling. Their rush game, insane. Miles Sanders, he was doing really good.
Miles Sanders is one of the best young backs in the NFL. He doesn't get the talent. He doesn't get the recognition that he deserves. He's been really good for the Eagles. I mean, in a couple of years he's been there.
Yeah, for sure. He's a bit smaller though, bit of an undersized back.
He is a bit undersized, but that's all right.
You don't have to be a bowling ball anymore. You gotta be like agility, like Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara. Base their game off strict agility.
Mm-hmm. That's what he does.
He still hasn't had a touchdown yet this year, though. I don't know if he scored one last night.
I don't think he scored one. I don't think he did.
He's gone 14, 15 games without a touchdown yet. So.
Touchdown. He's been on a little touchdown drought here this season, but I think he could step his play back up, get one this year.
That's because they got 2 running backs in the backfield.
Kenneth Gainwell's been pretty good this year as a rookie. I've been very impressed with this play.
Jalen Hurts, he's the next Lamar Jackson. Not as good. Maybe a bit better throwing, but they just rush the ball. He's a really good rusher quarterback.
He's very good at rushing the ball. Jalen Hurts. Do you think Jalen Hurts would be the future quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles?
No.
Really? You don't think he is?
He'll be on a different team if he's going to be.
I think he's the future for Philly. I think they're putting all their cards into him, all their chips.
Well, I don't think so.
Let him win a Super Bowl for them.
I don't think so.
I think so. I think that they think he's the man.
Then why do they trade for Gardner Minshew?
They traded for Minshew to get back, though. That's the only reason they traded.
Minshew's a starter. Minshew's a starter in this league.
Minshew is not a starter.
Someone's got to give him a chance. Someone's got to give Gardner Minshew a chance, and he's a starter in this league.
There is no one team that he should be a starter of.
He caught a win last week.
I don't care that he caught a win.
He could start.
Won a game.
He could start over Tua.
No, he could not.
Yes, he could. Gardner Minshew is good enough. He's good enough.
He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL right now. The guy's completing his pass at such a high rate. He's so good this year.
I think he could start over Jared Goff, maybe.
I could see that. Jared Goff's been terrible this year. Absolutely.
Definitely start for the Texans.
Definitely start for the Texans.
He definitely should be starting for the Jacksonville Jaguars right now.
Completion percentage this year.
Who?
Tua
leads the league in completion percentage right now.
Yeah.
He's definitely moved around. They have 6 or 7 straight wins.
Yeah, they won like 7 straight.
Yeah, and they're making a playoff push now.
You think they're a playoff team?
Do I think the Dolphins are a playoff team?
Yeah.
No.
I think that they are. I think they'll beat out the Steelers for the playoff spot.
The Steelers do have a very hard schedule, but the Steelers are one game out, I think. The Bills are 8-6. Steelers are 7-6-1. If they can win like one game and have the Bills lose, that means they win the tiebreaker because they beat the Bills in the first game of the season.
They did.
But I don't think that the Dolphins make it in.
You don't think that I think the Dolphins do have a tough schedule coming up here. They got on the road against the Saints.
Okay.
Against the Titans, and then at home against the Pats in week 18. So.
Well,
it's gonna be tough for them to make it.
If the Pats clinch by the end, I don't think they'll play.
I think they can beat the Saints Titans. Honestly, I think they can.
I think they could definitely beat the Saints.
The Saints are good. I mean, the Saints have a lot of injuries, but they're really not that good.
Taysom Hill is not the guy, not the $140 million man that they thought he was.
Way too overpaid. Like let's look at the current AFC playoff picture here, and let's see if we think they could possibly make it.
I think from our predictions, neither of us have them even on the outside bubble of getting in.
We made our predictions. We had them. They were like they hadn't won a game like all year.
Yeah, they did start off pretty bad, but the Bengals are good. The Chargers are better. If I'm gonna say teams are better, the Bengals are better. The Chargers are better. The Bills are better.
The Colts are better.
The Colts are better. The Titans are better. Probably.
Right now the Dolphins are 11th in the conference at 7-7.
Okay.
So for them, the current 7 seed to make it into the playoffs, they need to be 8-6 against Buffalo. Who Buffalo did beat Miami twice though this year.
Yeah, one of them was a smoke shot. I think
one of them was like 45-0.
Yeah, like a blowout, absolute blowout game.
So pretty much, they would need to win out and then have either the Colts or the Chargers drop a bunch of games. Same with the Ravens and the Steelers.
Steelers could definitely drop a bunch of games. They have a
tough schedule. They got Kansas
Chiefs
this week,
the Browns, and the Ravens.
It's a tough schedule.
And week 18, the Ravens, if the Steelers have a chance of getting in, they're gonna play that game. They're gonna try and knock them out
with their hearts out.
They will not try and knock the Steelers out, no doubt.
Let's look at the NFC playoff picture here too, and just see what we're thinking. Oh, it won't load. Oh, here we go.
My predictions for the NFC playoff, well, despite the records and like the rankings of teams,
you were pretty good on it. I won't lie.
It's pretty good. I'll pull it up here. Let me find it.
So right now we got Packers in the 1 seed with 11 wins.
Okay.
Dallas in the 2 with 10. Wait, how is Dallas ahead of Tampa Bay?
Because the Bucks just lost 9-0. Probably most boring game.
And Tampa Bay beat Dallas. So Tampa Bay should pick them. But then the Cardinals are the 4 seed. And the Cardinals could drop into the wild card. They're tied with the Rams. I think they play each other one more time.
Mm-hmm. I think it's week 17.
That's gonna be a huge game at that division. Huge game.
Yeah.
The Niners at 8-6 and the Vikings at 7-7.
Right now,
the Cowboys could make a push for the number 1 seed. They really could. I don't think they have a schedule either.
I don't know.
They got a football team. That'll be an easy game for them.
They play all 3 of their division opponents in the last 3 games.
No, they play the Cardinals. They play the Cardinals.
Oh, the Cowboys do?
Yeah, in Arlington.
Oh, that's tough.
Gonna be tough too.
That could be a tough one. Oh, they did just beat the Giants, which isn't much of an accomplishment. But at the beginning of the year, I was kind of between the Giants or the Cowboys to win that division. The Giants, I don't know what the problem is with the Giants, but they kind of shit the bed.
I think they need to fire Joe Judge. I think he's done.
Daniel Jones, they need to replace Daniel Jones.
They definitely need to replace Daniel Jones.
Another quarterback that Gardner Minshew could start over. Dimes.
I'd take Daniel Jones over Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew mania.
I'd take Daniel Jones easily.
What do you mean? Daniel Jones has some of the greatest weapons in the NFL right now.
Literally, they're all hurt.
He's got Kenny Galladay. He's got Saquon Barkley.
Saquon's been hurt all year.
Yeah, he's injury prone. But if Saquon's not injured for the entire season, he's a top 6, 7 running back.
I can agree with that. Saquon's very good when he's healthy, but
Kadarius Toney, he's
Tony's
pretty good.
Tony's pretty good. I like Tony a lot.
Hasn't been able to get in the end zone a lot, but
no, he hasn't been able to get in the end zone at all, it seems.
Evan Ingram was a Pro Bowler 2 years ago, I think.
Evan Ingram has the problem with the drops, man. He can't hang on to the ball, it seems like.
Drops too much, no doubt. They have a good defensive line as well, and very good secondary. Giants have an underrated secondary, I feel like.
The Giants have an underrated defense, just hasn't played good this year, so everybody's been hating on it. But it's pretty good. It's a pretty good defense.
You got James Bradbury. He was top 5 corner last year.
Easily.
You've got, not Julius Peppers, but Jabril Peppers he didn't play this year. I think he's out for the year right now.
I think he is, yeah. I agree.
And then who's their other? They have a Dory Jackson, right?
Yeah, he's all right. He's more of like a kick returner, but he's been pretty good.
They also have, who's that other safety that they got? Logan Ryan.
David McKinney from Alabama. He's really good. He's really
Logan
good.
Ryan still, don't they have him too?
Yeah, they got Logan Ryan.
They don't have a bad secondary.
Out of Georgia.
Oh, yeah, they got Azeez Ojulari. I forgot about that.
He's having a decent year.
Leonard Williams.
Williams is pretty good. They've got a good defense, man.
And also, I forgot about an offensive weapon they got this year, Kyle Rudolph. They did sign him.
Oh, I forgot about Kyle Rudolph.
I don't think they use him that much. But
probably.
If Evan Ingram's going to drop the ball too much, Kyle Rudolph needs to step into a game.
Yeah, definitely.
So for my NFC predictions, I pulled them up here. I had the Packers in the 1 seed. Bucks in the 2 seed.
I think they're in the 2 seed right now too.
Cardinals are in the 3 seed, which is still a possibility if they beat the Cowboys.
If they beat the Cowboys.
Cowboys 4.
Okay.
Rams 5. Okay. Niners 6.
Nice.
Vikings 7. With the Eagles missing out by a game.
So you're 7 for 7 on your playoff prediction. So as of right now, but obviously there's still 3 more weeks left to go. So things can change in 3 weeks.
You just have the only one that's wrong on yours is you put the Falcons in. And is that the Bears? No, that's not the Bears. Better not be the Bears.
I had the Rams and I had the Vikings. I had the Falcons. I thought the Falcons were going to do a lot. I mean, they still can win, be 9-8, but they're just going to have to beat the Bills, the Lions. I mean, they can beat the Lions this week easily.
No doubt.
7-8, which would be big. And then we got to beat the Saints at home, which we haven't won a home game all year, so that's going to be tough.
Especially with the division rival.
We haven't won a home game since last year in December. It's been a whole year since we won a home game.
I saw a statistic where I think Alabama has more wins in the Superdome than the Falcons do.
Mac Jones has more wins in the Superdome.
Yeah.
Superdome than the Atlanta Falcons do. So does Tom Brady. We can't win at home.
It's tough because that's a killer to your season. Those are supposed to be your 7 most, or not 7 anymore, 8 most favorite games.
Exactly.
8 or 9 most favorite games, depending on if you get.
Our only quote unquote home win this year was against the Jets in London. Was our only home win.
Yeah. And it's the Jets. And it's
the Jets.
Across
in London.
Across the whole ocean.
But I guess we play the Lions at home this week, so.
There's a possibility of it. But that'd be a spoiler to your season if you lose at home to the Lions. There's no way. If we lose
at home to the Lions, we might as well pack the season out.
No way they get in if they lose to the Lions.
I think this is Matt Ryan last year as the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons.
You think he's going to change up? You think he's going to change teams?
I think he's done. I think
retirement?
No, I think we're going to find a trade partner.
You could hop in a 3-team trade. There's speculation.
See possibly going down if the money would work would be like Matt Ryan and a bunch of picks for Deshaun Watson.
There's the speculation with it's the Dolphins really want Deshaun Watson.
They really want him.
They couldn't get him. So they would shop Tua for him, and they were trying to bring in a 3rd trade partner. Like the Falcons could definitely suit that too.
The Falcons are gonna have if they can get rid of Matt Ryan and some other bad contracts like Mike Davis, they're gonna have a ton of money to spend in free agency and get some young talent. And I mean they've already got easily a top 10 tight end in the NFL right now. Kyle Pitts. He's got 800 receiving yards as a rookie. Only one other tight end has done that in the 2000s era.
He's an animal.
He is an animal. He's a unicorn.
The second coming,
as big as a lineman.
Second coming of Tony Gonzalez for the Falcons.
Easily. Another thing to talk about with the Falcons is, do you think Matt Ryan is a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a league MVP. He leads the league in passing
MVP.
yards. He's always top 5 passing yards.
Yep.
Every year.
He's number 7 right now on the current NFL passing yards leader. So
Look at him right now. Russell Gage and Kyle Pitts are his best weapons.
Russell Gage and Lamade Zaccheaus and Tajay Sharp are his current wide receivers. He does have Cordell Patterson, who should be brought in at the Pro Bowl this year. We'll find out tonight. And Kyle Pitts. I mean, Kyle Pitts is pretty good.
Kyle Pitts is easily his best weapon. Receiver. But when Calvin Ridley comes back, Calvin Ridley's top 15, top 20 receiver.
Very good. He's very good when he can stay on the field. But the problem, he has mental issues on
the mental health issues, yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem with him. Like last year when he had Matt Ryan had Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. Julio didn't really play that much. He played a couple games, and when he did, he was really big for the Falcons. But
it's kind of like what he's doing this year in Tennessee.
Exactly.
He played a couple games. He played like 5 to 10 snaps against the Steelers. Yeah. And re-aggravated the hamstring injury that he had and didn't return.
I had no other fantasy options this week, so I had to start him. And watching the game, I was pretty bummed out when he maybe saw 2 red zone snaps all game.
The Steelers this week are going to have a tall task against the Chiefs, no doubt.
I don't see how Pittsburgh can beat the Chiefs. I just don't see how. It's going to be Najee Harris if they're going to win.
We have to take advantage of the defense. Our offense has to be good.
Especially if Chris Jones misses another game.
Well, Devin Bush today was put on the COVID protocol list as of today.
Which that's a big loss for the Steelers.
Yeah, because he's been playing better in recent weeks. He's been playing better. Pat Freiermuth has a concussion. They don't know if he's going to be back.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That hit was nasty.
He was knocked out, standing up.
Yeah. He got hit, and then he got hit again, and it was just the
Steelers do have Eric Ebron on the bench, which I mean, and Zach Gentry. I think Ebron's hurt actually, but Zach Gentry, he's a good blocker.
I saw Gentry at that one play right after Freiermuth got hurt. We got like 20 yards.
Yeah, he can catch, but he's just not anywhere near as good. It's Pat Freiermuth.
Let's look at our AFC playoff predictions here.
Oh, these ones are tough. These ones are tough.
Yeah, these ones have not been too kind to us. I had the Ravens at the number 1 seed, which is impossible at the moment.
Same here.
Then I had the Pats, which I'm not doing too bad. I think the Pats are 2 or 3.
I had the Titans at 2, 11-6. I don't think there's a chance of that anymore.
I have the Chiefs at 3.
Patriots at 3 for me.
4. And then I had the Colts making the number 4 seed, which I think they can do. They're 8-6, and I think the Titans are 9-5.
Yeah. The Colts are a good team. Jonathan Taylor definitely deserves to be in the MVP conversation.
Definitely. I don't think he'll win it, but
he's putting on a show, and he's carrying the Colts right now.
He's absolutely carrying the Colts this season. Absolutely carrying them.
He had a 5-touchdown game against the Bills. No way they would have won that game.
Incredible to watch. That game was incredible to watch.
No way they would have won that game if Jonathan Taylor didn't play it. They needed those 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's. I think I saw a stat that he's responsible for 60-something% of their offense this year. It's incredible.
The problem I think with the Colts, Carson Wentz is playing better than he did.
Yeah, he
in Philadelphia.
The
receivers.
He's on pace to play 75. Yeah.
Michael Pittman's good.
good.
T.Y. Hilton's washed.
He's washed up. The only problem is that they don't get their pick this year because Wentz has played 75% of the snaps.
So it goes to Eagles, yeah.
Philly's going to be really good next year. 3 first-round picks, probably 2 inside the top 10.
Yeah, they could get some upgrades. Maybe some defensive upgrades.
A corner or a safety.
Derek Stingley Jr. That's a possibility.
Stingley Jr., maybe what's his name? Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah. They could get some alignment as well.
Yeah, there's some good alignment.
Charles Cross is pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll get him. He's supposed to go top 5, I think.
Yeah, I think so. They could get if they need a defensive tackle to replace Fletcher Cox, they could go with Jordan Davis out of Georgia. He's been pretty good this year. He's been very good this year.
Fletcher Cox, the Steelers were close to trading for him at the deadline. I don't know if you saw that.
Probably should have.
That he's a help run stopper, man. The run defense for the Steelers.
Pittsburgh, I think I saw has the 30th ranked run defense this year.
Terrible. It doesn't help though.
Just surprising from a team last year that really didn't allow many rushing yards. I think they were second in rushing yards last year.
Missing two big pieces though.
Yeah,
Tyson Alualu, Stephon Tuitt haven't played. Pieces. I think Alualu played 2 games.
I don't know the full story with Stephon Tuitt, but I heard that he got hurt, but he was back. But then his brother died, and he hasn't been playing.
He was playing He was supposed to come back week 4. Mm-hmm. He had a knee injury. Then his brother sadly passed away, and he wanted to sit out the rest of the season, which
I respect that.
Yeah, I respect that as well. Mm-hmm. As much as I don't want it, I think NFL fans get Patriots, Buccaneers, Super Bowl.
I don't think so. I don't think the Patriots are good enough. I think originally when we did our predictions a couple of weeks ago, I think I had Ravens, Cardinals. I think I'm going to change my predictions now, and I think I'm going to go Packers versus the Chiefs, and I'm going to pick the Chiefs winning 34-28.
Packers, Chiefs
by Travis Kelce.
And you think the Chiefs will win?
I think the Chiefs will win.
If the Packers win the Super Bowl, I think Aaron Rodgers stays in Green Bay.
Yeah, I think this too. But if they lose in the playoffs, I think a good destination for them could be Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They have some good receivers. They're going to have a ton of money in free agency. They can go splash on some offensive linemen or some receivers. And I don't know.
He's complimented Pittsburgh a lot. He said he likes the city. A nice blue collar town, I believe he said. That
I think one of 2 destinations for Rodgers. Or for Rodgers. I think it's either Denver, obviously the Packers, or Pittsburgh. I think those are the only 3 places he'll go.
I think the Browns are going to want to match if the Steelers get Aaron Rodgers.
The Browns might go after Russell Wilson.
Yeah, that's Russell Wilson. I think he'll be a Cleveland Brown next year.
I think Russell Wilson's too loyal though. That's the problem. I don't see him leaving.
He said he wanted to leave after this offseason.
I don't see him leaving Seattle. I just don't see him leaving, and he's such a loyal player.
Tyler Lockett's not getting any older. Their defense isn't getting any better.
Yeah,
Lockett's getting older, yeah.
They're going to have to blow the franchise up pretty soon.
Their line, not good. Pete Carroll, he's on the verge of getting fired this year, I think.
Yeah, he's been pretty bad this year.
And DK Metcalf's good.
Metcalf's all right. Like, he's super overrated. Like, he's good.
He gets overhyped. He gets too much hype. Everyone thought it was going to be Calvin Johnson, too. Him and Chase Claypool.
He is big. I'll say that. He's very big, but he's just not – he's not that good.
I don't think – yeah. I mean, he's a good player.
Yeah. He's got a lot of potential. Loads of potential.
Little too hyped up. Was it only his 3rd or 4th year?
The top 20 receiver easily. But it's just like I don't think I can really put him any higher than top 20.
I was on a different side of this debate last year, the Terry McLaurin, DK Metcalf debate. I was on DK Metcalf's side, but after this season,
I think
Terry McLaurin's better. Terry McLaurin's better.
Yeah, I can agree. And McLaurin's playing on a way worse team too.
Yeah, with someone who isn't even like an NFL caliber quarterback, Taylor Heineke. I mean, he is, but he's not their best option.
No.
Gardner Minshew could go to the football team next year too.
Oh my God, you and Gardner Minshew, man.
He's not that
good, man.
He's good.
Really not that good.
Gardner Minshew is a good player.
He's a mediocre at best.
Jared Goff's mediocre at best, and he's a number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, okay. Well, that happens sometimes. Players do bust.
Marcus Mariota.
Winston.
He was just painfully average.
Yeah.
Derek Carr could end up on the Browns too. Speaking about Mariota.
Yeah. Derek Carr. I like it. Derek Carr's another player that for some reason I just don't think he's going to leave the Raiders. No matter how bad they are or how much shit that they get into, I just don't think he's going to leave the Raiders.
He stood up for the John Gruden thing. Mm-hmm. John Gruden, he resigned, I believe. He didn't get fired. He left before he could get fired. He stood up for it, which maybe not the best move.
Maybe not the best look, but
maybe not the best look for Derek Carr. But and then he also for the Henry Ruggs thing, he said something. He was like, Henry Ruggs knows that he made a mistake, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's still not good at all. He killed someone. He literally killed someone.
He literally killed a lady and her dog.
And her dog. So, I mean, it's psychological warfare for Derek Carr. How much can he hold on to?
Exactly.
It's a mental game more than it is a physical game for him. But he's a really good quarterback.
He's very good. Very good.
His talent could be used for pretty much any team, except for maybe
there's a few teams that he couldn't go to, but like any team that needs a quarterback, I think should definitely be making a push for Derek Carr.
Yeah, him and Russell Wilson are two guys they'll be
on new
thought
teams.
after, and Deshaun Watson if he's able to play again.
If all his all this stuff gets resolved, I think Watson definitely could be on a new team. I don't think the Texans are going to keep him.
Well, I mean, the Texans are definitely a rebuilding team. They should be worse. I don't think they should have won a game.
They're really bad.
I think they're worse than the Lions, to be completely honest.
I like the Lions. The Lions got Amani Oruwariye at Penn State. Really good corner. He's got like 7 interceptions on the year.
He's big. He's pretty good. They got Penny Sewell.
He's pretty good.
Pretty decent tackle.
Frank Ragnow, good center.
Eric Decker on the other side. Or Taylor Decker, not Eric Decker.
Yeah. They're not too bad, honestly. TJ Hawkinson.
Amon-Ra St. Brown isn't playing too bad either.
DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, they have a good team. They have a good team.
I like Dan Campbell as a coach. I don't know how many football games he's going to win you, but he's got the attitude to win a couple football games.
He's inspiring.
Yeah, he's very inspiring.
Maybe a little too aggressively inspiring, talking about biting other teams' kneecaps off. But
how else are you going to inspire the troops besides saying that you're going to bite people's kneecaps off?
Exactly. And that was before he got Jared Goff, I'm pretty sure.
I think it's when he had Stafford.
I think Matt Stafford's like, get me out of here. I'm not biting anyone's kneecap off. I think, to be honest, I think the Rams, like, that's a pretty even trade, I feel like.
I don't think it is. I think, unless it depends on who the picks turn out to be.
Yeah. I think they got 2 out of it. 2 picks from the Rams.
First-round picks, I think.
And Jared Goff for Matt Stafford.
2 first and 2 seconds?
There might be 2 seconds involved in that as well, which that's 4 picks. And
Stafford
the chances
has been a top 5 quarterback this year, arguably.
And the chances that you're missing on those, all 4 of them,
pretty low.
Because
like Stafford, I think he has 2 years left on his contract. So the Lions were only going to have him for 2 years, and they would have been mediocre at best.
Yeah, because he doesn't have anything. No. This is Matt Stafford's year. Oh, until he has to retire or the Rams like let him go or not re-sign him.
This is Matt Stafford's only chance to win a Super Bowl.
This is his time. Exactly. This is his time.
I think if they don't win it this year or next year, then Matt Stafford's not going to win in his career.
The Rams have the defense to do it.
They've definitely got the offense. That offense is rolling.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp has made a point that he's a top 10 receiver in the NFL.
Yeah. The dude, I saw something that he's got like 23.7 more points than any other fantasy receiver through the first 15 weeks.
He's going crazy.
In all time. The guy's been incredible.
Cooper Kupp, easily top 10. Easily. Tyler Higbee, underperforming.
Top 5 for Cooper Kupp.
You think so?
Easily.
I think you got
this year? Absolutely.
I think you take D-Hop, you take Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams.
You take D-Hop.
You don't think D-Hop?
No, I think you take Cooper Kupp over D-Hop.
Right now?
Yeah, right now, yeah. D-Hop he hasn't really played this year. And when he has, he's been lackluster. It's tough, man. It's real tough.
DeAndre Hopkins' game is like no other.
It is.
He's got the athletic ability. He can route run.
He's a good route runner. He's got the best hands in the NFL, that's for sure.
Yeah. Take injuries out of this season for him, I think he's still top 5.
Yeah.
Jay Jettis.
I love Justin Jefferson a lot. I love the way he plays. He's top 10. He's like 6 or 7 for me.
You think so?
Yeah.
Top 10.
Because I think Cooper Kupp he's right now, he has the chance this season to break the all-time catches in a season record and the all-time yards record.
Yeah.
He's on pace.
He's on pace for it.
Historic.
Another like Jay Jettis, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Deontay Johnson, same player, just a little bit less good.
I'd say that they're kind of the same. They have the same play style, just Jefferson's a bigger deep threat.
Yeah, no doubt. Deontay Johnson plays a bit more like close to the
more
game.
Short routes.
Yeah, he runs like slants.
Runs a lot of slants, a lot of ins, a lot of outs, some drags. Sometimes he runs like a shallow crosser, but not very much. I think it's because of the Steelers' play calling, man. They don't really throw the ball down the field. They at most they're throwing it 20 yards downfield. They don't let Ben use his arm.
It's ever since that injury.
It is. It's ever since that injury. They won't let Ben throw the ball down the field.
He blew out his arm in 2019 and had to get, I think it was Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
They have not been letting him throw down the field anywhere near as much as they used to.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Juju, when he plays as a deep threat, occasionally he can be a deep threat.
Chase Claypool.
And Chase Claypool is definitely a deep threat.
Mm-hmm.
If he needs to work on off the field more than he does on the field.
I mean,
he needs to grow up a little bit.
Stupid celebration against the Vikings, man. And what are you doing there? You gotta have some sort of game knowledge to get the ball back to the referee so that you can get back and call another play.
There's one Tyler Boyd like hurt his leg after a catch and crawled back to the line to spike it.
He crawled back, gave the ball to the ref, and crawled to his spot just so that they wouldn't lose any seconds off the clock. And you have Chase Claypool over here doing a little celebration after a 10-yard slant catch.
I think the Steelers should have 3 more wins than they do right now.
I think they should have beaten the Lions.
If Ben Roethlisberger plays, they beat the Lions. Yep. I don't want to make excuses, but they definitely beat the Lions.
If Claypool catches the ball and gets it back to the ref, they have one more play in the red zone.
Yeah.
Against the Lions. They could have won that game.
I mean, that one is like not a guaranteed win, but that's an iffy one.
It's iffy.
Mm-hmm. And the Packers game, we had a touchdown called back because they said we were offsides with Joe Hayden trying to block a kick. It wasn't offsides, but hey, you know.
I saw that. That was terrible.
The Bears should have beat us because of the taunting call. So.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's very, very interesting.
It's been a very weird season for the Steelers.
Yeah. Up and down. Emotional roller coaster for season.
Lots of up and down.
They started off with a win against the Bills. Yep. Should have lost that game.
Probably should have. If they don't block that punt and take it back for a touchdown, they probably lose.
No doubt. Miles Killebrew is like one of the better special teams players right now. I think he has 2 or 3 block punts.
He's been pretty good this year.
I think we signed him from the Lions this offseason. I think he's a linebacker, but he's been playing special teams. So, I mean, respect the game, even special teams. But you win a lot of games via special teams.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like people don't really know that as much.
Like, I mean, the only reason that the Ravens beat the Lions was because of their special teams. Justin Tucker, 66-yard field goal to win.
Justin Tucker, I think, is the best kicker of all time.
He's up there, man. It's either him or Adam Vinatieri, and I think I'd give it to Tucker.
Well, Vinatieri's played like 60 years in the NFL, so
yeah, Vinatieri won more Super Bowls too.
Doesn't he have the most points of all time, Vinatieri?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot. Another thing we like to talk about on this podcast here. We're going to transfer into the hockey section for a little bit.
Before we leave football,
okay.
Let me give my surgical locks.
Surgical locks? Thursday night's game. Okay, let's hear it.
I got the 49ers -3.5. Deebo Samuel anytime touchdown. And George Kittle anytime touchdown, same game parlay.
Okay, so they have to win. They just have to win by 3 at least.
They have to win by 4.
4.
Yeah, and have their.
So it's basically they have to win by a touchdown. They have to win by a touchdown.
Uh-huh.
Or 6. 2 field goals.
Yep. I think it's a lock. I think the way that George Kittle and Deebo Samuel have been playing these last couple of weeks, they're almost guaranteed to get a touchdown against the Titans.
Well, Deebo Samuel could get a rushing touchdown. So they've been using Deebo Samuel in the rush game a lot.
This year. A lot.
George Kittle's pretty good.
Very good.
Top 2 tight end. He gets injured quite a bit. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I give it to Travis Kelce. But subtract injuries. I think he might be better than Travis Kelce.
Yeah, easily.
Then you take. I think that's a good one. I think that's a good parlay.
Thank you. I think it'll hit this. I don't think it'll hit tomorrow. I think it'll hit.
You think it'll hit?
Yeah, or maybe today, depending on when this gets uploaded. I think it'll hit.
I think the Titans might win.
Really?
I think there's a chance that the Titans might win.
So what's your parlay?
My parlay
plus
3.5. The Titans are plus 3.5.
So they're favored to lose by 4.
I give it to the Titans. I'd put money on the Titans. I think.
Okay.
Ryan Tannehill, not as good as he was last year, but he's still good. He's
missing Henry though. He's missing Henry, his best player.
Yeah, Derrick Henry hit the ground a lot.
He's supposed to come back week 18. That's what I've been seeing.
Yeah, I think that's too late. If the Titans lose these next if they lose one or more game, they're gonna bring him in. Well, not one or more, but if they lose this game against the 49ers, he comes in 7.
Game to clinch, I'm pretty sure they got 9 wins.
Yeah, he needs to come in if they lose, because then there's a chance that because the AFC is so close right now.
It's so close
that if you lose 2 games,
Tennessee, it makes things a little more difficult too.
Mm-hmm. And who knows if Julio Jones is going to play?
Yeah, who knows? He hurt his hamstring.
And the 49ers,
he's definitely not going to play tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think he'll play. AJ Brown, they still have.
Yeah,
I've seen the Titans have the best tackling defense. Like they have the most, not any broken tackles, like barely any.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty good on tackling fundamentals. Defense. Bud Dupree played pretty well against the Steelers.
He did.
Coming back to Heinz Field, torched the Steelers a little bit. And Kevin Byard.
He's been very good.
Pretty sick. Kevin Byard's pretty sick.
Yeah, Kevin Byard is very good. Very, very good.
They have a lot of capabilities on defense. I think the Titans win by a touchdown. Maybe 2.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe 2.
I like that. I obviously I don't like that, but I think that it's got a good chance of hitting.
The Titans are a good team. Underrated.
Good.
There was a couple of questionable calls against the Steelers. I think they should have won that game probably.
Probably.
The Steelers are a second half team.
I think the ball on that 4th down call was terrible.
Yeah. On the last play of the game,
Joe Hayden tackled him. And reviewed. He was well short, and they still tried to review it.
Yeah, you could see that he wasn't even past the line at all. Like his helmet didn't cross, nothing. Joe Hayden made himself known back in the game. He didn't play last game at all, or last couple weeks actually at all, with a foot injury. I think it's been the past month, but
it's been a while, man.
He played pretty good.
He did.
Hopefully, I think they put Cam Sutton on Tyreek Hill next game because Tyreek Hill's faster, Cam Sutton's younger, Joe Hayden's a bit older. And he's coming off a foot injury, which kind of limits his speed.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cam Sutton plays Tyreek Hill next week. But I think he gets burnt. Absolutely toasted.
I'd take Tyreek Hill over on the receiving yards.
What's the receiving yards?
I don't know. I think it's like 89 or something.
He's got to get 89 yards?
Yeah, I think I'd take the over.
I think he gets it. I think he gets
120.
I remember the last time we played.
10
last
catches,
time we played the Chiefs.
Yards, 2 touchdowns.
We played them 2 or 3 years ago, and Tyreek Hill toasted us. So George Kittle's not bad. Or not George Kittle, Travis Kelce. Heck of a fantasy week last week, 41.1 points.
My God, yeah.
Helped me out immensely.
Yeah.
But moving into hockey here, The NHL and the NHLPA have come to an agreement. There will be no NHL players in Beijing for the Olympics. Takes a lot of the fun out of it.
It does.
Winter Olympic hockey is one of my favorite things to watch. Takes a lot.
Love watching Olympic hockey. It's definitely the best.
I think it's the best winter sport for the Olympics.
Easily.
Takes a lot of the fun out of it though, because we're never gonna get to see McDavid, Crosby, and McKinnon play on the same team.
Hopefully.
The next Olympics, Sidney Crosby will be 38.
Jesus.
So if Crosby sticks around, maybe. But if you're playing well enough to make an Olympic team at 38, there's a slim chance of that. They don't take too many older players like 38, 39, 40.
What about the World Cup of Hockey?
I think it's the Spangler Cup. Team Canada resigned.
Oh, wow.
Team Canada's not in it. Wow. So that's another tough one there. But what are they going to do, really?
I guess so. What are they going to do?
The league shut down. Fantasy, though.
I think all the leagues are about to get shut down again. I think Adam Silver did say, though, that he has no plans of shutting the NFL down, but I think it's going to happen.
The NBA?
Yeah.
Well, Luka just got COVID. Luka got put on the list. That hurts
on the COVID list.
That hurts them pretty bad.
They're already struggling this year. Get their best player out for another couple games. It's going to hurt them so much.
The Warriors, pretty good.
The Warriors are good. They have 25-6 this year.
The Warriors are top 15. No, actually, they're probably top 2, top 3.
They're one of the best. They're one of the best teams.
Still no Klay Thompson. I saw Woj posted. They will be back January. He will be back January.
Thank God.
First home game January is what they're targeting for Klay Thompson return.
Klay Thompson's one of my favorite NBA players, obviously besides Dwayne Wade, but I love Klay Thompson. I just love the way he plays basketball. I love it.
You bring in, he's a catch and shoot god. I don't think people realize that. 62 points that one time on 2 dribbles.
It was, it's incredible.
Guy's an animal.
He had 39 points in the third quarter in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Third quarter play might be one of the best NBA players ever.
The series, I believe, 2017, maybe. Last year, Kevin Durant's on the Thunder. When the Thunder up 3-1, Klay Thompson won the Warriors that series.
Absolutely, he did.
And James Wiseman should be coming back for them as well. They're going to be filled with the young guys. They'll be good now and they'll be good later. Wiseman, Kuminga, Moses Moody, Jordan Poole. Good now and in the future, I think.
Yeah, they will be. They will be.
I don't think they'll make the finals this year. The West is pretty tough. Depending on,
I think the Warriors either make the Western Conference Finals or the finals. I think they go a long way.
I think the Western Conference Finals is where they'll probably end up. But there's a lot of tough teams in the Western Conference.
There is. Hot take for the NBA in the West.
Okay.
The Lakers miss or barely make the playoffs this year.
You think playing again for the Lakers?
I think playing again for the Lakers this year.
Injuries been killing them.
It has.
Anthony Davis is out.
Anthony Davis has been playing terrible this year.
He's out a couple weeks with an MCL sprain right now. Someone fell onto his knee.
I saw that. That was a brutal injury.
But Isaiah Thomas coming back, he played pretty well.
Yeah, but they're 0-3 since he joined the team.
First game that he played, he had led the whole game in points. 19 points for IT.
Yeah.
He's not I feel like NBA wasted his prime.
Yeah.
King of the fourth quarter. When he got traded to Cleveland, it just didn't feel the same.
Yeah, then his sister died.
Yeah, then China, I think her name is.
I think so too, yeah.
Died when he was on the Celtics. So it was a bad mental place for him to be in.
Yeah.
And then you go to Cleveland.
I think Cleveland. I don't know if he played in Cleveland. I think they traded him immediately.
No, he played a couple games.
Did he?
His hip injury, he barely missed. He barely played at all.
Oh yeah.
Then he went to the Lakers. I believe he was on the Pistons at one point. He was in the Wizards, the Pelicans.
He's been all over, man. All over.
Bounced around.
Who do you think is going to make the NBA Finals?
Warriors or Suns? There's no doubt about that one. I think the Suns go back.
Okay.
The Nets. Suns, Nets.
Suns, Nets.
Kevin Durant's having an MVP
caliber season. Year, if Kevin Durant didn't wear size 18 shoes.
Yeah, probably.
Just barely over the three-point line.
I think Suns.
I think we get Warriors Heat.
Warriors Heat, you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the Nets are too good.
I don't know. I think the Nets, if Kyrie Irving comes back, I think that they'll win. They'll probably go all the way and probably win it all. But if Kyrie Irving remains to not play, I think the Heat can give him a good run for the money.
They brought Kyrie Irving off the COVID list to play away games, but the first 12 hours he was back on the COVID list.
He got COVID, yeah.
Yeah, so who knows when he'll return. But you've got guys like that. I agree. Kyrie Irving comes back. That Nets team. Finals caliber. Definitely. MVP Durant right now.
Him or Curry. I'd probably take Curry.
Well, yeah. I would like the top three are Jokic, KD, and Curry right now, I think.
Probably Giannis too. Giannis always plays good.
Yeah, Giannis is up there. That Bucks team is never the same without Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Nope.
Yeah, I think James Harden right now. I'm pretty sure he's hurt a couple of games. Hasn't played in like a couple of games. But the Nets, I think they're the team to beat in the East.
Easily the best team in the East.
And you think why do you think the Heat will make it?
I think the Heat have a good roster with a lot of depth. Like Victor Oladipo hasn't played all year. Once he comes back, that adds a ton of depth to our bench.
Yeah.
Once Victor Oladipo comes back, we could be looking at a starting lineup of Kyle Lowry, Victor Oladipo, Jimmy Butler, PJ Tucker, and Bam Adebayo, with Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero coming off the bench. Plus, Caleb Martin's been playing pretty good. Gabe Vincent's been playing pretty good. I don't know. There's just a lot of depth to the Heat roster.
The one thing that I was thinking about when you first made the argument for the Heat is that they wouldn't have anyone to guard Kevin Durant.
Jimmy can guard Kevin or Bam.
Bam is too slow, I feel like. But PJ Tucker.
Bam guards Kevin. Bam guards Giannis very well. And Giannis is similar, not the same player as Kevin Durant. They're very similar.
PJ Tucker guarded him last year in the conference finals.
Yeah.
So, and he did a pretty good job of it, I think. Kevin Durant
did give him 50 almost every night, but
he was
Kevin Durant.
Flustered.
So what do you really do?
If you get into Kevin Durant's head, it's over for that man.
Yeah.
That's his weakness. And he's shown it off.
Playoffs.
You never want your enemies to know your weakness, and Kevin Durant has openly broadcasted his weakness to everyone, that he is sensitive, and you call him names, you get into his head, he's going to freak out and put you on the foul line, probably.
Bam's a good defender, though. I think Bam could guard Kevin Durant. He might be a little slower than him, but Bam he's such a good defender. Just the way I've seen him guard Giannis, I think he can guard anybody in the NBA.
Hot take.
Guards, but I think Bam Adebayo is one of the best defensive centers in the NBA. I think he's easily top 4, maybe even top 3.
Hot take here. Kevin Durant.
Bam is as good of he's okay. I'd put Bam 2 as the best defensive center in the NBA. I'd put him right behind Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert's a stifled tower. You got to keep him at 1.
Gobert is Gobert's good on the inside, right?
Didn't he win DPOY last year?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Okay, but listen. Gobert is very good at the interior, getting blocking, playing the interior of the paint. playing that kind of defense. But once you put Gobert on the perimeter, he sucks. He can't play perimeter defense at all. No, Giannis won it last year because he won it and MVP. But
Okay.
Gobert won it the year before. But Bam Adebayo plays very similar interior defense to Rudy Gobert. Very similar. He's obviously Bam's not better than Rudy Gobert interior defense, but he's not that much worse. And Bam's a much better perimeter defender than Rudy Gobert. Much better.
Bam, I would say, is a top 5 defensive center in the NBA. Probably 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I think Miles Turner's up there.
Miles Turner's very good.
Miles Turner can play some good defense. You take
Bam's definitely. Bam's a top 5 center in the NBA.
Yeah.
I could argue Bam's the third best center in the NBA.
You take Jokic, you take Embiid.
I take Jokic and Embiid. And then that's where the argument begins.
They're all so closely stacked.
Because Gobert is the best defensive center in the NBA, but he's terrible on offense.
I take Karl Anthony Towns over Bam.
I was going to say, Cat's very good on offense, but he's terrible on defense. He's not terrible, but he's not good on defense. Whereas Bam's like, he's a good mixture of good offense and good defense. Plus, we're starting to see Bam being able to stretch the floor a little more and shoot from a little further away. So if Bam can like develop a 3-point shot, I think Bam could be the third best center in the NBA easily.
And it depends.
Top 5, I'd go Joel Embiid's the best center in the NBA.
Okay.
Then I'd say Nikola Jokic. Then I'd go Cat. Then I'd put Bam and then Rudy Gobert. That'd be my top 5.
Okay. I like that top 5. That's a good top 5. I can't lie. Can't even lie. But if you were to I know we're categorizing Anthony Davis and Giannis at power forwards, but they can both play center too.
They can.
And Kevin Durant technically could be a center as well.
Guy's like 7 foot tall.
But the hot take about Kevin Durant that I've got, he's the most unguardable player in NBA history.
I couldn't agree more. He can Kobe Bryant.
He can nail the 3.
Yeah.
He can dribble.
He can dribble.
He's not
7 foot tall.
He's not terribly slow, which is an uncommon characteristic for someone who's over 7 foot tall.
Because he's so slim.
The Slim Reaper. He can nail the shots inside the arc, in the key, in the paint, and he can throw it down. He's good in transition. He's play defense.
Really good post. He's got a good fadeaway. Really good fadeaway.
Indeed. He can play defense as well if he wants to.
Yeah. But I think that's why I don't know. Kobe Bryant's a really good scorer too.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant is pretty good. The thing with Kobe though is way less intimidating than a 7 foot tall green bean machine from the 3.
Yeah.
Would you say you're guarding the paint? Hypothetically, you're guarding the paint. Who would you rather see come at you, Kobe Bryant or Kevin Durant?
Probably, I don't know, man. Kobe's a better dunker. Kobe's got all those flashy dunks that he can do.
Yeah, but flashy dunks doesn't necessarily take into skill factor.
He's a foot taller than me, though. So
Kevin Durant, I think Kevin Durant's scarier than Kobe Bryant.
Well, if a guy a foot taller than you walks up to you, it's going to be a little scary.
And he can do everything Kobe Bryant can do as well.
Yeah.
Maybe to a little lesser of a scale. Kobe Bryant's a bit more flashy with his shots, flashy with his passes, stuff like that. More smooth with that stuff. Kevin Durant can pass the ball too, nowhere near as well as Kobe. But
Kobe's a better defender too.
I don't know. Kevin Durant.
Kobe was an 8-time all-defensive player.
Kevin Durant. Well, Kobe probably is a better defender career-wise because Kevin Durant doesn't play any defense right now, which if he did, the Nets are letting up 15 less points a night.
Yeah.
You take KD.
Kevin Durant could be a good defender. He could.
The finals, the last year LeBron was on the Cavs. The last year the finals was Warriors Cavs.
Yeah, they won 4-1.
Kevin Durant locked up LeBron James in the finals.
Uh-huh.
And LeBron James is a top 2 player of all time.
Easily.
And Kevin Durant locked him up. And if Kevin Durant decides to play defense, he is a really, really good defender.
Very good defender, yeah.
I don't know what's up with the Nets. They don't like playing defense, and if they step it up on defense, I mean, James Harden is notoriously bad for his defense.
I mean, the Nets do have 21 wins. They're 21-9. Like
that's because they're outscoring everyone.
They are.
That's the only reason they win games.
Well, I mean, to win a game, you do have to outscore your opponent, but
yeah, but if they were playing defense, I bet you they aren't. If they play defense, 15 points get taken off the board. 15 to 20 points from the other team get taken off the board.
Yeah.
They blow their opponents out of the water if they play defense. They might be, what'd you say, they're 21-9?
Yeah.
They might be 28-2 if they play defense.
They could be. What else do we want to talk about here?
I don't know. We've kind of went over pretty much every league. I mean, the MLB's in lockout right now.
We talked about the NBA, we talked about the NHL, about the NFL.
I mean, this might conclude the first episode of the Sky.
This will conclude the first episode of the
Skyline Sports Podcast, baby. Episode number 1 down. We're gonna be
a new episode next week.
We're recording these every week. I'll have a new episode next week for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.